The Meck here at Books-A-Milion in Dothan, hanging out with Governor Huckabee, a gentleman I met only about 35 years ago. We worked together in Texas along with Dwayne. And how are you enjoying your return visit to Dothan? This is like the third or fourth time you've been here now.
I think so. But, you know, we've had a great crowd tonight. Terrific people. Everybody has been so very nice. And, you know, I feel at home. I mean, this is the heart of the South down here. So my kind of folks, they understand God, guns, grits, and gravy.
Tell us about Dear Chandler and Dear Scarlett book.
You know, this is a book that started out as just letters to my grandkids, but I realized that there are a lot of things we want to tell our kids or our grandkids about life, big things of life. Truth is, most of them aren't going to pay any attention to us until we're too old to tell them or gone. So the book is more than just me trying to tell my stories. I think it's an entertaining book and one that people enjoy reading. But the real hope that I have is that when parents or grandparents read it, they'll understand how important it is to tell their stories to their kids and grandkids and to connect them with their ancestors. I think that we don't do that enough. And if we don't tell those stories, they die with us, which would be a real shame.
So tell me about your radio show now. I know I know you started in radio in Hope, Arkansas, when you were 14 years old. Can you remember that far back, by the way?
Yeah, I can.
We're the same age, so I can say that. But
it has been a long time.
200 stations now. It's really booming nationwide.
You know, it's been a lot of fun, and for me, the radio show is kind of going full circle and back home. That's where I started at age 14, and I love doing radio. It's, you know, as you know, David, because you've done it a long time yourself, you get a connection with your audience. You get a chance to talk about things in depth, and it's such a personal medium. And that's one of the things that's, I think, very powerful about radio. It's an intimate, personal kind of opportunity to talk to people.
I bet a lot of people are listening on their iPhones on that TuneIn radio.
That's amazing.
Have you noticed how on Droid and their iPad, TuneIn radio, they can listen anywhere in the world?
And there are a lot of people, if we're not on in a particular area, they can get it online.
At MikeHuckabee.com, right?
That's right. They can link to it. We're actually on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at MikeHuckabee.com. So whether they get it on a station or just link to it there, nobody ever has to miss a single hour.
Now, I got to ask you the important question. Do you like radio more or TV more?
Depends on if I'm talking to my bosses at Fox, I like TV. If I'm talking to my folks at Cumulus, no, the truth is, you know, it's like asking me which one of my children I love the most. I don't love one above the other, but they're different. And, you know, I love them in a different way because they are different.
So you fly to New York every Friday to do your show on Saturday night?
Yeah, I usually go up Thursday night, do my radio show in New York on Friday, and then do the television show on Saturday. And then I get out of New York as quick as I can. You know, it ain't my town.
So tell me how you like living in the Panhandle now. I mean, a lot of people don't know that you live down there, but in the Destin area. How are you liking it down there on the beach?
We have loved it. You know, we'll always have Arkansas in the heart of us and be a hog fan forever, and we'll keep, you know, some presence in Arkansas, but we're full-time residents down in Santa Rosa Beach, and we love it, and I love to tell people I get to live where all my friends are vacationing.
You ever eat the donut hole?
Many times. I love it. Terrific. There's so many great places in the Panhandle, and I think that's one of the most pleasant things about being able to live there. It's just great food, great culture.
So now, you're a big Hog Arkansas fan. They almost won today.
It's been painful to be one this year.
Well, I hear you might be the new coach there. I'm not sure if that's
just. I couldn't do any worse. I know nothing about coaching.
Oh my goodness. I was going to ask you one final question. Your thoughts on Mr. Schmitz? So you were asking about him earlier on the bus. Mike Schmitz, who's out of town today, or he'd be here. But you know, he brought you down here. You helped us raise $53,000 for the Wiregrass Children's Home. Mr. Schmitz came out of an orphanage. He's a very inspirational story, isn't he?
He really is. And, you know, I think Mike Schmitz is the kind of people we need more of in public service. The reason I say that is because not only in his personal life, he is the American story. He has lived the American dream. so he understands it, and he wants others to live it. And that's why he's invested so much back into children. But also, I admire him because as a business person, he's created jobs, he's signed the front of a paycheck, he knows how things work, and I think that's a valuable experience to govern.
Of course, like you said, he owns Mercedes and Hyundai and Mazda, and I know he was disappointed that time you called him to be on the show that night. You called him, and they couldn't get a satellite up in time, but he was very disappointed, but he does send his best, and
well, maybe we'll be able to do it again because there's going to be plenty of opportunities next 4 years to talk about the challenges that are faced by business owners, that's for sure.
Well, I just want you to know it's great to see you in my hometown again, and many wonderful memories with the governor. And the thing I can say about you to both my listeners on YouTube, but you've never changed. You're the same as you were when we were working in Texas together at Reunion Arena that day.
Yeah.
With actually, that was the start of the conservative movement, I believe, August of 1980.
The big freedom rally that was held
Absolutely.
back in 1979.
But you're still the same. You're consistent, and fame has not changed you. You're still Mike Huckabee, and that's about the greatest compliment I could ever give you.
Well, I take it as one, David, and it's great to see you, my friend. I hope it doesn't take too long before we catch up again.
Actually, you have the gift of greatness. That's the ability to make those around you feel great, and that's always a blessing to see you, brother.
You're kind to say that, my friend. And God bless you. Appreciate you coming out. It's good to see you.
Governor Huckabee with the Meck in L.A., Dothan, Alabama.
I love it.